What are two things that money can't buy? Love and happiness. And so many people in today's world, they find love and happiness the toughest things to pursue, and some have even given up on the idea of love. Trust me when I say that I was at a very, very unhealed and a very traumatized place in my life where no matter how many times I dated or how many times I switched a man, it never worked for me. Until I realized that I needed to be the person who can fulfill myself, and then I can create anything that I want in my life. So I'm gonna talk about how I managed to create a healthy relationship now, and what I realized in my many years of separations and endings with people. So this is also including friendships and relationships with families, because they are also challenging to sustain. So I feel like the number one reason for failures of relationship is lack of communication, and because they don't accept or trust each other. Think of the reason why you and your ex-boyfriend or your ex-girlfriend broke up, or think of why you even had a conflict with someone. So I feel like this is why they say in any relationship, you don't look at the times where you guys are happy, you look at the times where you guys have challenges and you see if you can work through that. A lot of relationships, they're not able to sustain only because they can't come to an agreement during conflicts. And I've learned that a lot of people, they are not willing to face themselves. That's why they avoid communication in relationships. They only want the fruits and they only want the good parts and the happiness and the dopamine in the relationship, but they don't want to make the effort to normalize sacrifice and compromise and communication and making things work. The thing now is not about finding a prince charming or finding the perfect wife to marry, but it's more so, what are you giving yourself? What are you able to provide in a relationship? Because a relationship is always both ways. I learned this finally after so many years, and I'm very grateful now because I'm in a very healthy relationship. I'm now able to proudly say that we can come to that place only because my partner and I were both very into self-growth, and we both know what it takes to make a relationship work. We have had our separations, we have had our conflicts and stuff like that, but we know that these conflicts are here to make us stronger and we're gonna grow out of them. But a lot of people now, they want the easy way out, but the good things are never easy. Any success in the world, it's out of great investment and hard work, and it's the same for relationships. But people now, they are very unhealed. So the reason why they want relationships are not to create relationships that are like nurturing or loving. They want someone to fill their void. They want someone to fill their emptiness, and they want someone to accompany them after work to have dinner so they don't have to feel like they're all alone. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but have you ever thought that you could create something greater than that? Deep down, I think that a lot of us, we want to be loved, and we want to love people, and we want that image of two people being able to grow old together or sharing the joy and love of two human beings who are in love. But what exactly is love? To me, love is teamwork, and love is knowing that you guys are going to show up for each other, and knowing that you're going to conquer anything in your life. Because I think that the greatest form of love is respect and teamwork, because I only want someone who I can be best friends with. Love is something very comprehensive, and love is something that's also very complicated because everyone has their own theories on love. But I think that a lot of the love that people are lacking nowadays is the ability to create relationships and to foster healthy relationships with themselves. If you can show up for yourself healthily, if you are able to take care of your needs and you're able to nourish yourself, the relationship that you create is bound to be the relationship that you truly need and want, because it's out of abundance and not out of lack. If you're only gonna find someone to fill your void, and you're finding that woman or you're finding that man to feel the emptiness that you can't feel yourself, you're just gonna create two people who are unhealed, and then one day you're gonna hate each other because you guys are just gonna project more of your lack, more of your insecurities, and more of everything that you're lacking. If today you decide to just, heal yourself more, and you decide to pour more into yourself, and then two people like that attract each other. Even though you guys are imperfect, you guys know that there's work to be done. You have that mutual alignment that you know that, hey, it's not going to be easy, but we're going to make this work. This is where like loyalty and everything will naturally come in. A lot of people, they think that loyalty is so hard to seek for nowadays, but it's really because they're not loyal to themselves. Some people, they will settle for anything. They don't even know where to put their standards for someone that they're looking for. They don't even know what they want in the first place. So it's really hard to create something when you are in a lost frequency. In order to create anything in your life, you have to be clear to start from yourself. Everything. If you want this kind of love, you have to learn to embody this kind of love, because love is both ways. Love is never just about receiving or giving. Love is knowing how to give and take, and you have to learn to do that to yourself before you can do that to someone else. You want a man that takes care of you, gives you princess treatment. You want a woman who's wife material, who can give you love and nurturing. But you gotta start by asking yourself, what do you need to become in order to create something with someone like that? You have to envision yourself as someone who's able to make it work, because you can have greatest possible partner in front of you, but if you're not at the level, or you're not at a stage where you can work with this person healthily, and you're just gonna like keep taking out of the person, and if you're just gonna keep draining their energy, it's not gonna work out. This person may want to take care of you because he loves you initially, but love is something that will fade. It's the commitment, it's the shared vision that's gonna bring a relationship further in your life. It's never just about the feelings, because feelings will fade. Feelings are not forever. When you quarrel, that love is gonna feel like it's less, but you come back to each other because you know that, hey, we're gonna do this together. You have a mutual understanding. These things, they sound like they are so hard to achieve, but trust me when I say that I used to have like the most unhealthy, toxic relationships. I used to be a serial dater who just keeps going out with different men to experiment, to see which one I like the most, and God forbid a woman who just didn't know how to take care of herself back then. But today, I'm just having a very stable relationship with my boyfriend, only because I'm really stable myself. Like, I already know what I want. Society is making love seem scarce, but it's really not because love is scarce. It's because effort and self-work is scarce. Like, people are not willing to work on themselves. People are not willing to heal themselves. Everything comes so easily and fast nowadays. People don't want to work for things, and that is the problem nowadays that lies with society, and why people are not able to connect and really create the love, or even manifest the abundant life that they want. It saddens me sometimes, because I feel like the society has made a lot of women and men so much further than their true nature. Like, women in their feminine energy and men in their masculine energy. A lot of people, we are wounded feminine and masculine nowadays, and I just want to bless these people, but at the same time I also want to remind people that it is okay to embrace your nature. I see so many different people, they are just not themselves. They just want to act like they're tough. They just want to show that they're independent to the world, so that they cover their hurts, they cover their wounds. Because I know, like, some women, they have experienced cheating in their life. Like, a man they thought they loved so much cheated on them, and then they decide that they're not gonna trust men forever, and then they go into a relationship having this limited belief, and then they keep creating things, and they keep creating that energy. But trust me when I say that you can decide that energy, because when I started to heal myself and I started to see, oh my god, why did I even attract men like that? And I decide for myself, okay, now I'm gonna attract like healthy men, because I'm gonna do that work. I'm gonna do shadow work. I'm gonna keep taking care of myself, and I'm gonna ask myself, like, what am I lacking? What is my inner child lacking? And slowly, when I started to take care of myself, I started to meet this man who is everything that I wanted and manifested for, and I never thought that it was possible until I healed myself. So a lot of women are gonna come tell me, oh, you don't know what I've been through, but this victim mindset is not gonna bring you anywhere further, because you're just gonna keep creating in that energy field if you don't game up. To game up is really not as tough as you think. You just need to deliberately rewire your beliefs. Tell yourself things like, I can do it, I am able to create. And I met men who I didn't want and who hurt me, not because I am a victim, but because I'm gonna be a victor and I'm gonna create a relationship later on that's gonna nurture me and foster me, and we're gonna be strong teammates together. And that is exactly how I created my boyfriend. So it is possible, and I'm not saying that it's gonna be easy, because it's never easy. Nothing is easy in this life. Like, even if you wake up and you have nothing to do, just lie on the bed. It's tough just being with your own thoughts. So you have to choose your kind of tough, and you have to choose the kind of world that you want yourself to live in. And trust me when I say that love is there, and love is within yourself, and you already have that within you. You just need to heal yourself, and you just have to piece yourself back together slowly but surely. And on my channel, I often empower all these things because my whole self-growth journey is insane. I've tried to kill myself with like car crashes. I've tried to kill myself with drugs and so many things in my life at a young age, because I just did not believe that all the things that I wanted were possible. But 5 years later, I can't believe that I'm sitting right here telling you guys that I managed to break through all these things, and I managed to bring myself to all of the places that I want, and I'm gonna keep doing that. So I wish for you guys inner strength and limitless possibilities, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.